Hello, everyone. We are so excited for this last summit spotlight of 2022. It's crazy. This year has gone by so fast.
I can't believe it's the middle of May. I was at Frisco Elementary School the other day, and there was a sign one of those signs poked into the grass. Order your school supplies for next year.
Oh my Lord!
It's like it just sneaks up on you.
It is crazy. So we're not going to cry, but we might. This is just going to be a wonderful celebration of all the great work that we've done this year. And so Roy, our fearless leader, this will be his last summit spotlight, which is super crazy. I do feel like I might get misty, so I'm going to try to move on. We have done so much amazing work this year with this strategic plan. I'm so proud of us.
I think it's been, I said last night at the board meeting, when you think about all the challenges that we had this year, we thought COVID was over and it wasn't. We're masking. The euphoria of coming back to school, we were challenged then with, I'll use a challenge again, we were challenged with the social emotional issues. We were challenged with not having substitute teachers. We were challenged with what families were dealing with, what teachers were dealing with, what kids were dealing with, and so it's made it a really tough year with that backdrop. And I think to accomplish what we did this year for our educators and our leaders to accomplish what we did with this strategic plan, with that as a backdrop, is pretty extraordinary. Yeah,
it is really extraordinary, and we have amazing teams of people. So just like a real quick recap for people. We are working with CEI, Colorado Education Initiative, a great group of people who have really helped to lead us through this process. So a couple years ago, or last year, we built the draft of the strategic plan. And then the next step was that we came in knowing what our three focus areas are, which are?
The three focus areas, student success, equity seeking systems, and I get this school and community partnerships.
Family and community
partnerships. When I think back to August, which is when the board officially adopted the strategic plan, that's only 10 months ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a recent policy. And Mary Kay Duray really was, our chief academic officer, was really the energy behind all of this. And I think back to August when we were just reaching out to the town councils and so on, just to promote the plan and give some basic understanding of it.
Yeah.
And it's so easy for strategic plans to become what I call shelf art. You do all that work, you've got a great strategic plan, you pass it, and it goes on the shelf or it goes into the Google Doc, and you don't really get to the implementation phases. I said to the board back in, it was again August and September, that the strategic plan is the foundation that gives us focus and gives us direction. And it's the foundation, and it needs to be sustainable. That it's not a function of who the superintendent of school is, it's not the function of who the chief academic officer is, it's not the function of who the principal of that school is, but people need to be invested in it to make it sustainable, to transcend different leaders and different regimes, so to speak. And if we don't do that, or if I don't do that, then shame on us. Mm-hmm. And I believe we've really done that in terms of sustainable, transcending leadership, and a plan, a philosophy that people are really embedded in and invested in.
Yeah, I agree. And I think what's great is that it's really accessible. And one of the big things about having a strategic plan and making it part of the DNA and the community and really be at the foundation of building something amazing is that everyone's involved, everyone has a voice, and everyone was invited to the table. So we reached out to the public because we started putting together task forces. People were invited in. Some people showed up, some people didn't, but the people that showed up really showed up. And so what has come out of this is a roadmap for the next few years, and all the task forces or the focus areas might be in a different spot, but like what's great is that they're moving forward, and then there's work across those task forces. So our goal over the next couple of months is really to break these next steps down with each of the task forces in like snackable bites for all of you to consume, so you don't have to dig through these heady documents, but that you really understand where we're going. And it's really exciting. The work's exciting. So
well, and right now you and I, we're talking in generalities about the plan. Last night at the board meeting, and people can access the documents that the board saw on the website, in the board packet for the meeting, and to see what the board saw. And so you and I are talking in generalities, but really what we did last night was each of the three pillars, or each of the three areas, highlighted their successes of the year, and what the plans are for the coming year, to give that substance, to give that detail. And as you said, within the next amount of time, we'll be able to post that, and, as you said, consumable, hopefully without the education jargon, that the public can really access that material and understand where we're headed. So, but it was a really rich board meeting last night, as board members discussed all three areas, discussed the work of the task forces and also our implementation teams. And I wanted to say too, back to the notion of sustainability. When we're dealing at a high level, the bottom line is, how does the work find its way to children, to students in the classroom, where their experience is positively impacted by this work? And right now, a lot of it is at a higher level. Social and emotional groups really started 2 years ago, so they're really grassroots at this point. But for the other areas, the challenge is to make sure it gets to teachers, who are the key folks in all of this, and our children. And that is clearly our focus in the coming year.
Well, we are just on our way, which is wonderful. And as Roy said, we are speaking in generalities, but all the information is available.
Yes, it is.
On the website, in that board packet, and we are going to be sharing more and more, just so everyone knows where we're moving in each of those areas. And there will be opportunities to get involved. We're not sure what that looks like, because now we have to go back and really sift through the recommendations of those task forces that were made up of community members, staff members, and other constituents, that we deal with, and students, of course. So we're in a really good place to move forward in a powerful way. So when I came on board last July and August, I had difficulty visualizing how this would work out through the course of my tenure, okay? And I'm really pleased with where we are right now. I think people have done a great job, highly professional, highly organized, highly committed to the work. And when I say that, I'm talking about the people who are on the task forces, but then also I want to make it clear too that all of our principals, all of our assistant principals, our instructional leaders, our district leaders, are all currently actively engaged in the implementation of the plan. Well, that's the only way.
Yep.
Is like when your people are engaged.
Sure.
And then it trickles down. So.
And then it's not just siloed in a core group of people. It's really distributed across district leadership.
Yeah. And a big thing, I think what'll be fun to see what happens next year is really to bring that graduate profile to life. And share more about that and how our students embody all these really cool characteristics. Being curious, being well prepared, globally aware. And we'll talk about this little teaser for our next little videos that we're going to do and share out. But like, we just, watch these amazing kids at Summit Middle School who are so active with their world. And, we're all lucky. And I think someone said, people are concerned about children. And we all need to have an awareness about the things in the world that we need to help to guide our kids through. These kids are brilliant. These kids are on it. Like, I know my children are smarter than I am, and they have been for a while, but I was so inspired by 6th, 7th, and 8th graders and the work they're doing in their school community and the Summit County community. It's amazing. So that's just a little teaser.
Yep.
Because Roy will talk more about that coming up.
Okay, good. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
And I'm not going to cry now, but Roy has been a gift to Summit County, and we are just so thrilled that we've had the honor of being led by this wonderful man.
Well,
so
it's nice of you
you.
to say that. I've gotten a lot of affirmative comments. It does day to day. It doesn't necessarily feel that way, but it's been a joy for me as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Oh, yes.